The following is a Hellas Beer Hall production.
Let me get an old style.
All right, I'm in my car. Just gonna do a little rundown here for the pod. Unfortunately, I'm not there, but I know you boys are gonna hold it down. Cubs just swept the Angels. Kyle Tucker must have listened to the podcast with me and Matt, just shitting all over him and the Cubs, because the Cubs just coming out whooping some ass, and Kyle Tucker's hit 4 home runs since then. Pretty sick. The bats are waking back up, hopefully, fingers crossed. Tonight we are starting a series off against the Giants, and it'll be a test if the Cubs are really back or not. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll see. Bears rundown. That last game against the Chiefs, not so pretty. Cool comeback by Tyson. Caleb looked awful besides the last drive. The Bears are 2-0, or 2-0-1 in the preseason, so pretty sick. Let's see, what other sports news do I have? Not really much. I guess questions for you boys. I got nothing. So, all right, well, Godspeed, Hellas Beer Hall, you know what it is. One love. Oh, if I can figure out how to turn this fucking thing off. All right, there we go.
Welcome back to the studio. That was Conor out in the field.
Yeah, like Conor was saying, Jade Walker made the team today. Bears fans excited to see that. Some crazy grabs made in the preseason. We cut Tyler Scott, signed Jade Walker. Maybe the best nickname on the Bears, All Day Jade. Love that. All day is open. Andrew Billings, fun fact of the week. To start the episode, he made the 53-man roster, boys. Andrew Billings in for another season.
Give it up
Big
for
Bill
Andrew
time.
Billings.
Love it.
Give it up for Andrew Billings.
Hope he does well.
Aaron, we got
Yeah.
any Bears notes?
Some things off the top of my head. One, Chiefs game looked a little, like Conor mentioned, looked a little shaky. I think there's some things we need to figure out. I liked that Ben Johnson was so transparent though, and as soon as he came off the game, went to his presser, was like, hey, didn't like what the offense did. We need to clean that up. Accountability again all the time from this guy, which is awesome. I think the consistency is great. So I'm very curious on what adjustments they make coming into week 1 against the Vikings on Monday night. But still have complete faith that it'll be better than last year, and so I'm excited about that. In terms of the cuts today, was a little surprised on the Tyler Scott cut. A little surprised on the Zach Pickens cut, mostly because again, these are just draft picks. I was talking to you guys on the text earlier, but at what point do we start to put Ryan Poles' feet to the fire a little bit of hey, what's going on with some of these 3rd, 4th, 5th round draft picks? If you hit on one, I guess sure, it is kind of a lottery type pick, but it's getting kind of weird in that they're just not hitting it in the way that we expect them to. So I think just a watch item there. But yeah, I'm just ready for the season. I think this long weekend is kind of gonna suck of no football, or at least no NFL football. But I'm excited for week 1. I think it'll be really great. I'm excited the Bears are on prime time. But it's gonna be a long Sunday, waiting for that game. So we'll see.
Yeah.
What do you think, Hank?
Gotta wait. Tyson Bagent got paid, and he proved that this is why he's getting paid. Also, Walker.
Also, sick celebration.
Yeah, no,
the coolest celebration.
Great
where he's doing that little fucking moonwalk thing, whatever that is.
There's
That's sick.
so
Also,
many clips and music videos of that. Just I can't remember the exact name of the walk.
Doing that outside Soldier Field after we beat the Vikings on Monday Night Football after 12 Miller Lights is gonna go. That's gonna be platinum numbers right there,
so
man.
Many people. Yeah.
I'll get a
You
video.
gotta have like your dad film that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so sick.
He might need to do it. I might just. He might be so fired up for the season if we beat the Vikes that we'll do it in lockstep, synchronized
Hell
Jade
yeah.
Walker Sellies. That would be sweet. Hank, you got anything else on Bears?
No, I thought they, it was overall, it's a pre, so it's more or less. I was like, it's just more
Yeah.
practice. Just come to the Sunday and Sundays from now. Better just get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only other thing I have is a little nervous on like the Austin Booker injury. That kind of sucks. That he's gonna be out for a few weeks, potentially, probably miss week 1. Like, and he was so dominant in that second preseason game, and like even when they showed him in like the Hard Knocks for the Bills thing, when I forgot about his name, but he came up to me. He's like, "You're different, act different, play different." Like this guy's just built different. So I'm hoping he gets healthy. Hoping we see a full season from him. But prayers out to Austin Booker.
Yeah. Who is going to play week 1? Jalen Johnson. I think that's huge. On the 53-man roster, not on the IR, so he wouldn't have to miss 4 games or whatever it is. He's going to be able to clamp Justin Jefferson, so that's awesome to see. Aaron, going back to your point about Poles' draft picks, like I said 2 pods ago, like I would trade Bajent for a 3rd or 4th rounder. Based on Poles' draft picks, I don't know if I want to do that anymore, man. I mean, 3rd or 4th
Yeah.
rounder is just going to be a guy that's out of the league in a couple years when Bajent could be here for a long time as our backup quarterback for the next decade or so. So yeah, I don't trust Poles. In terms of like draft picks, I know he's good in the free agency market and brought in a couple guys that have really stepped it up. So that's huge. He talked about our running back room and said it could look a lot different. I don't really know what that means. I think that just means Roshan and Mononga getting healthy, I would assume. They're talking about running back depth. And I don't know why we got rid of our best running back on the roster today. We cut him, Doug Kramer Jr. We cut him. So they're talking about RB depth, and they're cutting the Derrick Henry of offensive linemen of running backs. I don't know why that's going on. Ian Wheeler, another guy, not on the team anymore. I think I'm okay with that experiment ending. Can't wait for him to operate on me after I do the Jade Walker celebration and break my ankle in the hospital, and he's my doctor. I'll feel a lot more comfortable with him then. In the what do you call it, surgery room? Some shit like that. And then Britton Brown, he was the other running back. I loved him. He did get waived today, but maybe he'll probably come back on a practice squad option. I talked to Infante about Doug Kramer. He said he's probably going to be on the practice squad as well, just for O-line depth in case Theo or Huron or any of those guys go down. God forbid Darnell or one of the starters goes down, but we'll probably hang on to him. And then 2 guys on IR, Travis Homer. I don't know why we're hanging on to him so long. And then Amen Ogbong Bamiga, who sucks and he's just a special teamer. And I don't know. Did you guys watch that Poles interview today?
No.
It was pretty interesting. He talked about how he thinks Hippolyte's going to be that starting Sam guy, and don't know if I love that one. Yeah, I don't know. I think we made all the right cuts today. Pickens did shock me a little bit, Aaron. I think interior D-line depth is something that we can definitely look at. Cole said Dio Odiengbo is the edge rusher opposite Montez Sweat, so I know they paid him a shitload, and I hope Odiengbo, that contract pays off because it looks like absolute garbage right now.
Before we move on, there's one thing that I do need to go, like, even if it is preseason. Hightower needs to go. Hightower needs to go. It's my only plea. He needs to go get a new coordinator for special teams because they looked pretty bad. They look pretty bad.
Don't know how much I could say without it being like a legal threat.
Jeez. Maybe you shouldn't.
But if this continues towards the end of the season, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to make something happen.
If anything, over under, how many games do we lose by a field goal getting blocked? Like,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, last year I think he lost us like 3 single-handedly on special teams.
It could be. I think it's at least 1, which is fucking crazy. But like,
was it Hard Knocks? They show Velas dropping balls, and then it's like, all right, let's put Velas to return a kickoff. First one, he drops it, and it kicks it 30 yards. It's like, okay, I feel like that could have been a mistake that was preventable, but sure, Richard.
Aaron, what do we got on Sox?
Fucking Richard.
Fucking Richard. White Sox. We're still on our hunt to 54 wins this season. I actually think we'll get there. We've been playing a little bit better. Anyways, lost to the Royals tonight in the top of the ninth. That's kind of a bummer. But what can you do? 4-6 in our last 10. It was kind of a rocky stretch. Swept by the Mariners, pulled back a game against the Guardians, one game against the Tigers, and then swept by the Royals. So only 2 wins in 11 games. But then came back, took a game off the Braves, won the Twin Series, plastered the Royals yesterday. Lost today, unfortunately, but in a close game. So I think starting to hopefully get a little bit of momentum back. Shane Smith looked good yesterday. Yoendries Gomez has looked kind of decent since coming into the rotation. I think former Yankees guy had a little short stint at the Dodgers, so it's kind of interesting. They've been doing pretty good at like finding these random pitchers to come in and kind of like do decent. So that's kind of fun and like kind of interesting. Lenine Sosa still leading the team in most categories. Home runs, batting average, RBIs, kind of just an all-around superstar, Lenine Sosa. Colson Montgomery, though, absolute stud. Hit another home run today, so 4 home runs in the last 5 games, I think. I definitely thought going into the season, and like even last year, of like everyone was kind of talking about this guy, but then the back issues, and no one was really sure if it's stick shortstop. And like I have been so pleasantly surprised with like how good he's been, and like I think just all the young players in general have brought a little bit of electricity, like Kyle Teal, Edgar Caro, Chase Mydroth. But like this guy might be a superstar. Like he's 13 home runs already this season is insane. Or maybe the one today brings up to 14. I'm not sure. But anyways, he's been kind of exciting to watch. I think pretty good. Still hunting for 54 wins. If we can win tomorrow, win the Royal Series, I think then the Yankees come to town. That'll probably be pretty tough. But ballpark should be packed. Weekend series against the Yankees will always bring out crowds, so it'll at least be a nice atmosphere. Then we have a division road trip before taking on Tampa Bay, so definitely winnable games there. I think it's reasonable that we could get to like 56, 57 wins, which I think would be an awesome improvement, and I think a nice like step to next year. And then it'd be like if it comes down to the last series of the season, we play the Nationals. So they stink. Like that should be an easy at least 2 wins, I think. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to my $50 from Conor, trying to figure out where I'm gonna spend it. You guys got anything on Sox stuff?
Not really on my end, but I know if I get that money from Conor, I'm just putting it back into fantasy football. So he might win it back.
Yeah,
All I got is I want to shout out Brooks Baldwin.
he's been on a tear.
This dude's been sent up, sent down, sent up, sent down. He's hitting for power, and he's a super utility guy. He's playing infield and outfield. Hit a catch the other day, sliding into the wall in left field. This dude could like actually be a part of the White Sox future plans. He can play anywhere you want. He can be a future outfielder depth for years to come. We have Colson, we have Lenine, we have Mydroth, and we have the catcher position on lock. Our outfielders are just looking a little sketchy and a little sparse, but put Brooks Baldwin in the plans for the future. I think he's making a strong case. This dude's been playing extremely well. His at-bats are super professional, and he's handling like a pro, being sent down and then back up. He's going to be up for the rest of the year, I would assume right now. But yeah, he's just been balling. And then, yeah, to your point, Aaron, I feel like any pitcher that you give Ethan Katz, he just turns into a guy who has a sub 3.5 ERA and has just been balling. I wish Ethan Katz could be the special teams coach for the Chicago Bears. I don't know if he knows anything about football, but that could be pretty cool. We should look into that a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah. And
yeah.
then I hope Luis Robert is okay. I know he went out today with a hamstring. I haven't like followed up on kind of how that all turned out, but hope he's okay. And then I feel like I have one more thing.
You got to bring Luis back in the off season.
Yeah, might as well. Fuck it. Like
it's pretty costly, but if you're not trading him, you got to pay him, man. Because otherwise, I think you just let him walk, and that's stupid. And we wouldn't get anything in return. That would be extremely dumb. So, yeah, re-sign him.
Floor we got to hit anyway. So it's like the rest of the team is dirt cheap. So
like I said, outfield we're lacking for years to come. Bring back Luis. It seems like he's being rejuvenated by these young dudes, man. He's in the dugout and he hits a home run, and Colson and him having their own handshake and everything. I don't remember Moncada and Luis having a handshake. They do. It's probably just them like crying in the back of the dugout. But now it's like these dudes are actually high fiving each other and look like they got some juice. And that's all I'm asking for is Luis's at bats or professional at bats. He's not swinging at 3 sliders low and out. So I'm happy the young dudes are kind of just showing him like, hey, dude, it's a privilege to be here. I know it was the White Sox and it was sucked to be on the worst team in the history of baseball last year, but it's a different year, man. Don't sit and mope. Don't hold on to that shit. Change it.
Yeah, and baseball should be fun. You know what I mean? Like if you're a team full of like 30-something-year-old veterans that are past the mark and like they're just like showing up to collect a paycheck, that's different than a guy who's coming up from, triple A, double A, trying to be like, hey, like this is what I've dreamed about my entire life. Like I'm gonna fucking go out every game and try my ass off. Like I think that energy is contagious. So I think hopefully this is like the start of a good culture. I like that they brought all the young guys up together versus like one that gets jaded based on like a shit ton of veterans that aren't going to be here next year anyway. So
Yeah, that's the opposite of the Cubs strategy. They'll call up one of their prospects, he'll suck, and they'll send him down. And then even when they're good, they're not going to play him. So I'm glad that our organization looks a little bit different at this point in time. I still don't know why the Cubs aren't playing Casey or Cassie or whatever it is, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton's son. They need to call out Moises. I don't know really what the Cubs are doing at all there. Cubs are in trouble. I know Conor thinks they're good, and they've won like I don't know, like 5 out of their last 11, but they're in trouble. Come playoffs. Padres Mariners last night, Aaron. That was a good one. That's just two teams putting up runs in a pitcher friendly ballpark. I just feel like these offenses compared to where the Cubs are completely different. Like you go through the Blue Jays lineup, everyone's hitting in that order. Their 7, 8, 9 hitters are batting 300. I just think so many teams in baseball are stepping it up. They know it's the end of the year, whether it be guys not trying to get sent back down to AAA or guys trying to make the postseason roster across the league. It just looks like pitchers are getting a little bit shelled right now. The playoffs are right around the corner. I can't wait for playoff baseball. Every pitch means something. The greatest drama TV show is the MLB playoff, pitch by pitch. Way better than Love Island or whatever else my girlfriend has me watching these days. Love Island reunion was on. I'll recap that. I didn't watch it. I drank a lot of beers. Other than that, I did watch some college football last weekend. That was pretty awesome. Football is officially back, boys. Kansas State, Iowa State from Ireland. Just how we all imagine football season getting kicked off. Shittiest game ever. I think there was 4 fumbles in the first half. Just a shit show to start the year.
Mud Bowl.
I bet on a Kansas State running back to score a touchdown. He muffed a punt on the first series of the game, dropped it, and was out for the game. So I'm so happy college football is back, and I'm betting on this shit and losing my money on a bunch of 19, 20-year-old kids. But yeah, this week we got a fucking fantastic slate of games. Texas Ohio State's gonna rock. It's a revenge game. Ohio State beat them last year in Texas in the I think it was the Cotton Bowl to advance to the national championship. So Texas is gonna seek their vengeance, and then we got LSU on Saturday night. Brian Kelly versus Dabo Sweeney. Death Valley versus Death Valley. Do you guys have what do you think the real Death Valley is? Because both schools claim Death Valley. LSU or
LSU.
Clemson? I think it's LSU.
Yeah, LSU.
Yeah, it's got to be LSU.
Yeah. In the death part, it's just Brian Kelly's coaching career after the season is where that death part comes into play. But yeah, then we got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish against the Miami Hurricanes. There's some Miami fans trying to say that the last time they played, Miami won. I like to say that the last team to win in Miami's football stadium was the Notre Dame Fighting Irish last year against Penn State. Because Miami didn't even make the playoffs. They choked with Cam Ward down the stretch. I think they lost to Georgia Tech or someone. But that's a good thing about college football. Any given Saturday is what you're getting in college football. I don't know if you guys did your research on any Heisman's or national championship winners. I'm gonna send it over to you, Aaron. Let's see what we got. Little college football preview. Hallis Beer Hall college football preview.
All right, starting with the national champion. I'm going with Penn State. I like I'm a Big Ten guy. Went to Purdue, so I'm not
Gross.
Purdue.
Gross.
Um, so I like Penn State because I don't really have a rivalry with them. I like their the Happy Valley. It's Happy Valley, right? Their atmosphere, kind of fun. The whiteout, that's always fucking fun. I had a couple buddies from high school that went there, so a little bit of a soft spot. And I don't really like Ohio State, and I don't really like Texas. So I'm going Penn State. I think that'd be cool. I know their head coach like a little bit of a thing where he can't win games, but fuck it. I think maybe this is the time. Like that can't last forever. Maybe it can, but it shouldn't. So maybe this is the season that they finally figure it out. And then from a Heisman perspective, I would like to parlay Drew Aller into the Heisman because if he brings Penn State to the national champion, you know what I mean? Like if he has a great season, like that could go hand in hand. But I don't know. I don't know how likely that is. So my second option is Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver OSU, because I think that'd be just sweet to not have a quarterback win it. Even though I guess Travis Hunter won it last year, right? So it's not like MVP in the NFL where it always has to be a quarterback. But yeah, those are my two Heisman, my national champion. Let's go Nittany Lions. Spoiler up.
Penn State head coach James Franklin, Big Game James, as they call him, is 1-15 against top 5 teams.
Yikes.
That's
his
fine.
coaching
That's
career.
fine. That's fine. Nowhere to go but up.
To win the championship, I do think you have to be a top 5 team. He's 1-10 versus Ohio State. And Drew Aller, the quarterback, your stud Heisman quarterback, last year, the day before he played the biggest game of his college career against Notre Dame in Miami, a stripper in Miami said he was partying with her on a yacht the night before the Orange Bowl, where he cost Penn State their season and threw a game-losing interception to Notre Dame. Does this concern you at all?
He was probably grinding film on that yacht. We don't know what he was doing. Like, who knows? Like, I think we should give
Was
him the
the
benefit
film
of the
grinding
doubt.
him?
I like that.
There was some grinding. There was definitely some grinding for sure. I don't know about film, though. I don't know about film.
All right, we'll see at the end of the season. I feel confident in my pick. Less so now, but I'm gonna roll.
Jesus.
Angster, what do you got?
I feel like I'm gonna kind of like tread on you a little bit, but I'm gonna start out with the Heisman pick. I'd like to see Jeremiah Love, to be honest, like not a quarterback. Also, gonna kind of shit on Manning a little bit. It's all pressure and favoritism. You're just buying the name brand. That's what you're doing. I don't like it. I don't see him
Nepotism.
as number one, dude. Yeah, no. I would like to see running back. The last one was Derrick Henry, so I think he's got a good chance. And then playing into that, national championship, Notre Dame, because if Love goes to national championship, I assume that he would have that offer. So that's my take.
They win the big one.
And
Get there last year and get let down. That's all you're thinking about all offseason.
and I know
Go to win one more game.
Juice and Conor are massive Notre Dame fans, so I'm sorry if I took anything away from you, Juice.
No, you're good. I love it. I do have some notes to make you feel less confident in your pick, Hank.
That's fine.
To shit all over your
Please
pick.
do.
This is what I do. This is what I do.
Let us say our shit only to be like, you're in it.
Yeah, what a dumb pick. No, I have hate stats on every team is what I looked up. You could do fun stats, but that's not what you get in the Hallis Beer Hall.
You get the realist stats.
Exactly. Notre Dame, first year quarterback, CJ Carr. Great quarterback. He should have been named the quarterback immediately after last season. And then Kenny Minchie is the backup quarterback. They had a QB battle all spring. Just about a week ago, they announced CJ Carr as the starting quarterback, which means Kenny Minchie made it look like a competition. It wasn't a clear-cut CJ Carr. I don't know how much faith they have in CJ Carr. I want him to be good. I can't even lie. I was rooting for Kenny Minchie, the backup quarterback, to win the QB battle in South Bend. I think he's a little more mobile. I think with the same offensive coordinator as last year, that Kenny Minchie could run the Riley Leonard offense, the kind of the dual threat option, run those QB draws and run some options. I think that's something that Kenny Minchie could operate in the offense a lot better. I think, but that being said, Notre Dame looked good last year against Penn State for the one drive that Steve Angeli had. right before halftime. He came in and just drove him all the way down the field, and he's more of a pocket passer type. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, CJ Carr is definitely going to have some. He's going to have his work cut out for him if he struggles in the first game. I remember week 2 last year, I was in South Bend and they played this team from DeKalb, Illinois, and everyone was calling for Riley Leonard's job, and he was a 3-4 year starter. And sure enough, took him to the national championship. But if they're calling for his job, CJ Carr's, I hope this guy's resilient. And then Notre Dame, D-line's weak, real weak. And if you're playing a Penn State this year, I think Notre Dame gets ran over. Also, in addition to that D-line being weak, they do have a new defensive coordinator as well. Al Golden went back to the Cincinnati Bengals, where he was before Notre Dame. He's going to try and help out that defense. But yeah, new defensive coordinator for the Irish. Marcus Freeman was a linebacker, so I'm sure he's going to help out on the defensive side of the ball. But I don't know. A lot of these teams in my college football preview have freshman quarterbacks. And I just feel like it's so hard to judge with freshman quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like you could tell within 3 weeks if this guy's going to be the guy or not. So speaking of the guys, I got a little Heisman preview list for everyone.
Okay.
I got Arch Manning. Only hate stats. The farthest he could throw a marshmallow into someone's mouth, 49 yards. Feel like we got to get at least 50.
Yeah, that's not that. I could do that.
Yep, 100%. That's not my Heisman. Cade Klubnik, Clemson quarterback. He proposed to his girlfriend after a Clemson win. Kind of selfish that he's proposing on the football field. Every girl that I've talked to doesn't want to be proposed to on a football field. And every girl I talk to is just my girlfriend. But she said no, she would hate that. Also, the win was against Appalachian State. So, like, I don't know if you can do that, man. Like, big game, you can propose, like that Boise State, Oklahoma Fiesta Bowl from 2008 with Adrian Peterson. That rocked. But yeah, if you beat App State, I don't know if you could do that. Garrett Nussmeier, can he win the Heisman? I have no. Only note I have there is Brian Kelly's the head coach. Jeremiah Smith, the Ohio State wide receiver. He's on the cover of College Football, which is a curse. He's the cousin of Geno Smith.
That's crazy.
I had no idea. It would be sweet to kind of see him get drafted to the Raiders, though. Geno Smith and Jeremiah Smith. Carson Beck, Miami quarterback. He's facing the Irish on Sunday night. Notes why he can't win the Heisman is he cheated on his girlfriend, but it's like that Cavender twins girl, and that's actually a positive note. That's not a hate stat.
Wait, that's his girlfriend, or that's who he cheated with?
That was his girlfriend, and he cheated on her with a random girl.
See, okay, I'm gonna have to dig into that.
Yeah, and then he uses Snapchat too much. Snapchatted a girl, not trying to be weird, but when your tits are out, my shit gets hard immediately. It's a little too horny to be a Heisman. Sounds like his mind's off the field. Maybe blood flow isn't all there in the top half of the body. So I that's why he can't win the Heisman.
I do like that he recognized that was weird to say and like added that preface before he actually sent the message. A lot of self-awareness there. Word.
At least he's not trying to be weird.
Yeah.
But when your tits are out, my shit gets hard immediately. Lenora Sellers, the South Carolina quarterback of South Carolina, said in high school he never wants to go to the University of South Carolina. Now he's at the University of South Carolina, and this year he said he's going to be the best player in college football. Liars are liars, man. That's why he's not going to win the Heisman. Said he never wants to go to South Carolina. Now he's out South Carolina. Now he's going to be the best player in college football. Not falling for that shit. All right, got 3 more. Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. His dad, Jason Simpson's the coach at UT Martin. Why didn't you commit there? Sensing a little daddy issues there. I don't know if he can win the Heisman. You got to have a close relationship with your dad. Your dad's a college football coach, and you're like, I don't want to play football for him. Sounds like his teammates aren't going to like him. If your own dad and you don't have a good relationship, you're cooked. You're cooked. Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin turned down $8.5 million from USC to transfer. I don't know about you guys, but if you get offered $8.5 million, you say yes, no matter what the role is.
Probably.
To be a quarterback in Southern California, you're getting offered $8.5 million, and you're saying no to stay in Columbus, Ohio.
And he's from California. Like, that's a chance to go back home, too. And he's like, nah.
Don't like that. What I do like is his last name is Sayin. So if he's good, a lot of people could say, you know what I'm saying. I can't remember that one.
His older sister played soccer at University of Chicago. So go Crimson.
Nice.
I'll hit her up if you know what I'm saying. All right, Sam Levitt, ASU quarterback. This ASU quarterback got called soft by his teammates at Michigan State and transferred out of Michigan State. And then there's just too many hot chicks at ASU. So that's pretty much my only note there. He doesn't have Cam Scattaboo. ASU is going to regress big time. I would bet $10 million that he does not win the Heisman, and he doesn't even get invited to the Heisman ceremony. If any listeners want to bet that, I'm in. So that being said, my Heisman pick is Cade Klubnik, quarterback for Clemson. I just think the ACC is soft. I think he has a huge game against LSU on Saturday. And if he beats LSU, the rest of his schedule is ACC and they're dog shit. And if you go 10-1 and you're the quarterback of that team, there's a pretty good chance you're going to win the Heisman. Then my long shots, like Hank said, I like Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame. Great offensive line. I think they're going to rely on him, especially with CJ Carr, first-year quarterback. And then another long shot I have is the quarterback of Oregon, Dante Moore. That's my Heisman preview. I got a little just college football championship preview. Texas, clear-cut favorites. I don't know if they're back. Like, I know you guys are kind of hating on Arch a little bit. I'm also going to hate on Arch. Last year, he was like Justin Fields. They brought him in to run the ball last year. They let Ewers throw the ball, and they would bring him in, and he would run most of the time. He did play 2 games in college against Louisiana Monroe and Mississippi State. I don't know if that's like a good sample size. I feel like Georgia and Alabama are going to be a little different than UL Monroe and Mississippi State. Texas notes. Preseason number 1 team has only won the national championship twice in the last 25 years. And the second note is their coach, Steve, just one more beer, Sarkisian, has never won a national championship as a head coach. I don't trust Big Steve. Made some boneheaded decisions last year to cost him a couple games. Got Georgia next. They had 36 players leave from their program.
That's just because of the
I don't know how much you can have in your program. Portal and draft.
Jesus.
So 36 players. I feel like that's insane. Their quarterback is Gunnar Stockton. He played the end of last year once Carson Beck got hurt. NFL scouts say he's thick built. Is that's gotta be a nice way of fat, right? Like, that's thick built. I feel like if you're like strong, it's strong, but thick built.
I thought it was thick bones, not thick built.
Yeah, that seems not nice to him. Ohio State, champions last year, reigning champs. In 90 years, and only 14 teams have gone back-to-back. Their defensive coordinator is a new defensive coordinator this year. It's Matt Patricia. Remember him from the Patriots, Bill Belichick's?
Yeah.
Big fat guy.
Lions head coach for a while.
Yep.
Exactly.
So yeah, Matt Patricia. I don't really understand this. Ohio State's defensive coordinator won the national championship, and he left to be the defensive coordinator at Penn State.
Do you just get paid more?
I feel like even then, like, that's kind of just a lateral move. If you get paid,
he's signing on to be the next national champion defensive coordinator. So,
hey, Game James is what I got to respond to that. Penn State is the next team. I already went through that. Alabama. In the history of college football, no team that's ever lost to Vanderbilt the season prior has won the national championship the following year.
That's a good stat.
And then I don't love their coach, man. I think that's the wrong hire. The Washington coach, Kalen DeBoer. He finished 9-4 last year. And it seems like everyone's finally getting over the hype of it being Alabama. I feel like Alabama's starting to get beat up a little bit. And I don't know if that was Jalen Milroe or I don't know if that's the first-year head coach, but I don't know if they're ever going to be like truly restored to the Nick Saban days. So I don't believe in Alabama at all. Clemson, I think Clemson's going to be real good this year, although their defense kind of sucked last year. They allowed 5 yards a carry. Not a math guy, but 5 yards every rush is going to be tough. And then their starting running back for Clemson is a wide receiver. That's like some bear shit right there.
Yeah, it seems that way. Some old Bears.
Exactly.
Or new,
Got
I
three
guess.
teams left. Yeah, exactly. Got 3 teams left. Oregon has 17 new starters. New starting quarterback, Dante Moore. He's a UCLA transfer, turnover machine. And now that Oregon's in the Big Ten, he's going to play some of the best defenses in the country. So a turnover machine against the best defenses in the country, I don't know how well that's going to work out. But he's super unpredictable. He's looked like Patrick Mahomes in games, but in other games, he's also looked like bad, like Chase Daniel or something, or Nathan Peterman is probably a better
So he
choice
just
there.
doesn't have the consistency, but he does have the spark.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
And then last, LSU. LSU's roster last year was $5 million. This year it's $18 million.
Wow, that's a jump.
So they're all in. But just because you spend a shitload of money doesn't mean that they can all play together. And then their coach, Brian Kelly, good guy. 4-13 versus top 10 teams. And he lost 5 of his last 6. So I'm not too sure how they're going to do. That being said, Aaron, I was hating on it. My national championship pick is Penn State.
Let's go.
I
Hell
think
yeah.
everyone
Hell yeah.
hates Big Game James. There's no chance Big Game James is going to win the game, which is exactly why he's going to win the big game this year. They have 2 stud running backs, and their defense is like obviously the Ohio State DCs are there now too. The last 2 champs have came from outside of the SEC. They've came from the Big Ten, Michigan and Ohio State, because they've had a cakewalk all year, essentially. And I don't know. I just feel like the SEC beats up on each other. The SEC is so conference realignment. The SEC thinks they're doing numbers on TV, and they are. And the games are better each week. But by the time December rolls around, they're all crushed. Like when Georgia's playing Alabama, Kentucky this year has a stretch of where they play like Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, Alabama in like 5 weeks. And then by the time you get to the playoffs, all your players are injured, or they're tired, or they're gassed, and they're done. I just feel like the Big Ten and the ACC are 2 different conferences of where it's just like it's not that hard. And once you get to the playoffs, all your guys are well rested. You had a couple tough games along the way, but it's not like any given Saturday. If you're going to Rutgers, Piscataway, New Jersey, it's not the same as going into Starkville, Mississippi for a Saturday game. Those are probably the 2 worst teams in those conferences. Going to Minnesota, it's not the same as going to Ole Miss or going to Florida or South Carolina. Every single day in the SEC, I feel like all these teams just beating the shit out of each other. So I don't know. I'm picking Penn State. If I had to pick another team, I'd probably go Clemson. Plus 1,300. I think that's worth a sprinkle. I think, like I said, ACC shit teams. You're going to what, Charlottesville, Virginia, I think, and playing them. It's like it's a pretty easy game. And then by the time it rolls around, you've had a couple tests. You've gone into a Virginia Tech for a big game there. And then I have a super long shot, 150 to 1.
No way.
Utah Utes. Their quarterback is a junior transfer from New Mexico. Last year, he threw for 2,800 yards.
Ooh.
And he rushed for 1,100 yards.
Okay.
Devin Dampier. This guy can play ball. He's fast as shit. I think Utah 150 to 1, worth whatever minimum bet is allowed on your sports book.
I'll put $1 on it.
That's the preview that I got right now. That could lead us into a new segment. Hank?
Juice Play of the Week.
Juice's Play of the Week, new segment. We're going to have a play of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Week 1 of college football. This is what we have to do. Say, We're going Cincinnati Bearcats money line over Nebraska Cornhuskers. This game is at Arrowhead Stadium. Who's the most famous Cincinnati Bearcat that plays at Arrowhead, Aaron? Go.
Travis Kelce.
Correct. The Nebraska quarterback. Do you know who that guy is? Dylan Raiola. He thinks he's Patrick Mahomes Jr. Have you ever seen this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. He said, I can't help how God made me look, or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck
didn't he?
said this
Didn't he
week.
literally
Yep.
like
Unbelievable.
dress up as Patrick Mahomes?
It's just how
Yep.
he looks.
I don't even think he dressed up, Hank. Like, he does this like every day.
Okay, he just is the clone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Cincinnati's quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, I think he exposes Matt Rule's shitty defense in a high-scoring game. Who beats Patrick Mahomes at Arrowhead? Cincinnati quarterback, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I think the Cincinnati quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, is going to beat the red team at home at Arrowhead. Red home teams at Arrowhead, Chiefs and Nebraska, against teams from Cincinnati that are also named after big cats, Bengals and the Bearcats. Give me the Bearcats in a close one on Thursday night. Cincinnati beats Nebraska.
Just straight up.
Straight up. Plus 200. Juice's Juicy Plays of the Week are plus 200 or more.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love this. Mark
That's
it
where the
down.
juice comes from. So we just got to hit 2 out of these 4 and we're good.
Sick.
Friday, we're rocking with another team nicknamed the Bearcats. Everyone's favorite, Sam Houston State. Of course. Sam Houston State over UNLV. Sam Houston State's mascot is named Sammy Bearcat. As soon as I saw that, hammer. I do have some like actual stats though. Last week, UNLV was a 37-point favorite to Idaho State, and they won by 7 on a late touchdown. They look bad. UNLV's quarterback, Alex Orji, transfer from Michigan.
What a name.
Orgy in the end zone. Bet it every week. Did not happen last week. Fumbled on the goal line.
No.
So this is kind of like a revenge game. UNLV defense last week allowed 555 total yards. And if there's one thing about Huntsville, Texas on a Friday night, you know that shit's going to be rocking at Sam Houston State.
Damn.
UNLV defense is going to be rattled. Sam Houston State, fun fact, new coach this year, Phil Longo. He runs the air raid offense against a defense who gave up 555 yards last week. Phil Longo's previous job, QB coach at the University of North Carolina, coaching none other than Mitchell Trubisky and Drake May. Give me the Sam Houston State Bearcats plus 260 over UNLV. Moneyline Sam Houston State. Saturday. Toledo's going into Lexington, Kentucky, and beating the Kentucky Wildcats. Mark
Okay.
Stoops sucks ass and should have been fired 15 years ago. Maybe not 15, like 3. Kentucky's quarterback is in his 7th year of college, and he's racist. So, we don't root for injuries, but Toledo's defense, if you want to blitz off the blind side,
Get to work.
correct. Toledo offense returns 75% of starters. Kentucky loses a lot of defensive starters. If you were watching Hard Knocks, you saw Maxwell Hairston. He was the Bills' first-round draft pick, number 31st overall in the draft. In the first round, he was their cornerback for Kentucky, and their D-tackle Deion Walker, Kentucky's, also got drafted by the Bills. So those are their 2 anchors on the defense, and they lost both of them. A lot of freshman defense. Toledo's a super old team. Got a lot of 4th-year guys on offense. I think that they're just going to expose Kentucky's defense. And then my last thing is this is Toledo's Super Bowl. If you beat Kentucky, an SEC team, at their home stadium, and then their other non-conference big game is Washington State, if you win those 2 and then just handle every team in the MAC, which should be pretty easy, you're undefeated. And come December, there's one non-Power 5 team that's going to get in. It could be Toledo. Toledo goes into Kentucky plus 270. Toledo beats Kentucky Wildcats. Sunday, Notre Dame versus Miami. We have Notre Dame's tight end, Eli Raritan, to catch a touchdown. Miami's linebackers their tallest linebacker is 6'1".
Jesus.
He's going to be guarding Notre Dame's tight end, who is 6'7", 250 pounds.
Okay, I thought the 6'1" guy was tall.
Yep, 6'7", 250 tight end. Obviously, CJ Carr starting for Notre Dame, first-year quarterback. Who's a guy that you're going to find right open in the middle of the end zone, and you're not going to throw it outside the numbers. 6'7" tight end right across the middle.
Yeah.
Eli Raridan, anytime touchdown score against Miami Hurricanes, that is plus 450. If we lose Thursday, if we lose Friday, if we lose Saturday, Sunday, we still got a chance to be profitable if we ride the Eli Raridan touchdown.
Wow.
That's all I got for Juice's Juicy Plays of the week. Stay tuned next week. It'll be Bears money line probably, but stay tuned. Could be a big bill anytime touchdown.
Oh yeah. I like that the last bet also being anytime touchdown, because like you could have a shitty Thursday, shitty Friday, shitty Saturday. If it's just money line and like Notre Dame's getting blown out, you're like, all right, well, fuck, I'm already dead in the water. But it could even be garbage time, and you're still in this searching for that profitability, and you're like, here it is, one throw to fucking the Green Giant running down the middle of the field, and then bam, get him in the hands.
Eli Raridan.
He's even going to have a beacon on his helmet. He's just a gold dome.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the plane so I don't fucking hit him.
He is a
Juice,
beast.
what do you think about the new Notre Dame logo with the guy carrying the football instead of like trying to box?
Don't love it. Do not
Yeah.
love it. What's wrong with Fighting Irish? Like, why can't we just stick with that? Are we gonna have him kicking a soccer ball? Are we gonna have him doing fucking water polo? Are we gonna give him an oar for canoeing? Or I don't like it.
You gotta put him in the canoe. That'd be so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna give him some fencing fucking gear? I don't know, man. I don't love it. Just stick with Fighting Irish logo. But yeah, it's whatever. I just like the classic ND interlocking letters. That's my favorite Irish logo. And yeah, that being said, it's gonna be a fun game. Catholics versus convicts on Sunday night. Carson Beck. Hopefully he's not trying to be weird. If he is, I don't know. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, his shit gets harder.
Another weird guy where I'm like, how good is Carson Beck? Like, if you are still bopping around in like this is like what his 5th season now. I'm like, he would have gone to the NFL if he was really good. Like, he clearly is just kind of brings drama wherever he goes. Like, I'm tired of this storyline of this guy.
Yeah, he's a bonehead decision maker for sure. I don't really know how he's going to be at Miami. Miami has a great receiving core. That's what I'm worried about. But Notre Dame lost their safety. They still got some good cornerbacks. Craig Counsell's pinch hitting Owen Casey in the 9th right now. That's good. But yeah, I think Irish take down Miami easy because Carson Beck's a moron. We know that.
Yeah.
Irish win.
Well,
That's all I got.
Think we did it.
Great pod.
Hell yeah.
All right. See you guys all next week or the week after that for the Bears.
Still Bears.
Love it. Love it.
Well, a lot of things happen today.
Sometimes life deals you bananas and you gotta just say, fuck it, I'm gonna eat that shit.
I'm not touching it. Cut it. Cut it.
We're cutting it. We're done.
I had to tie that in.
We're out.
And they were all great. And they were all thrilling. And they were all dramatic.
But you know what? Get big, get tough, and get fucked.
Too bad we couldn't have had
Hot, juicy cake takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
some
that's
hot cakes on the griddle. You know what I'm saying?